Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who's committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there should be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date is, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Jeremy Adkins. Afternoon, Mr. Adkins. What's your date of birth?
11/18/81.
Mr. Adkins, I have a warrant for you here from the Commonwealth of Virginia. We believe that looks like Buchanan County, Virginia. Your options for us here then are you're entitled to have an extradition hearing if you wish to determine whether or not that warrant is valid and whether or not you're the right Jeremy Adkins. While you're waiting for that hearing to happen, you'll wait in the jail here in Hernando County. That process can take up to 60 days. Once we have that hearing, if we determine you are the right guy and they do have a warrant, then the state of Virginia would have 15 days to come pick you up from that point. You can waive your right to that hearing this afternoon if you wish. If you waive your right to the hearing, Virginia would be notified immediately and told they have 15 days to come get you starting right now. If you hadn't been picked up in 15 days, they bring you back to see me and I'll find out what the holdup is or if they're really coming. So what I need to know from you now is, are you wanting an extradition hearing or do you want to waive that hearing and put Virginia on the clock right now?
Put them on the clock right now.
There you go. We'll give you a form to sign, Jeremy.
Right here.
Very good, Jeremy. We'll notify the Commonwealth immediately. If you're still here in 15 days, they're going to bring you back to see me, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Ishmael Austin. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 31st, 1995.
Ishmael, I've got 3 charges today: ag assault on a Leo, fleeing to elude, and resisting without. There's probable cause for the charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State any history.
Just some dropped and no-crossed misdemeanor marijuana charges and a 2017 withhold on a reckless driving.
Okay. Ishmael, I have an address for you on Sailboat Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for under 6 months.
Okay. Where did you live before that?
Spring Haven.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Sinkhole repair.
Okay. Who do you got your own company or you work for somebody else?
Work for somebody else.
What do you work for?
Earth Tech.
Earth Tech, okay. All right. On the ag assault, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000, on the fleeing at $2,000, and on the resisting at $1,000. That's a total of $4,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 2nd of April. When you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. David Anthony. Afternoon, David. What's your date of birth?
3/29/77, sir.
David, you're hearing a warrant out of Pasco County. The judge in Pasco that signed that warrant found probable cause for a grand theft and set your bond at $2,000. I can't change that bond. If you can post the bond, you can post it here. Go down to Newport Richie, find out when they want you in court. If you're unable to post that bond, then I'll let Pasco know that you're here and ready to go. They'll have 5 days to come get you. Never takes 5 days with Pasco. But if for some strange reason you were still here in 5, they'd bring you back to see me, all right?
You sure that's not Hillsborough, sir?
I'm showing it's Hillsborough.
Yeah, they wrote Pasco on here, so hang on one second. It's Hillsborough, you're right. Same deal. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
John Diaz?
Yes, get up. Let's go.
Date of birth?
05/30/1993.
I'm not inconveniencing you, am I?
No, sir.
2 charges. I got an ag stalking and a violation of injunction. State, I can't find PC on ag stalking based on what's here. It's definitely another violation. I believe this guy was here earlier this week, wasn't he?
Yes, for violating the injunction against the same victim. There's also withhold on a battery from 2014. Apparently, he says that he doesn't understand why he's not allowed. They think that he's just going to keep continuing going after this victim.
Okay. Do we, Maria, is the earlier case got a case number yet? Yeah, he was here Tuesday, maybe? Monday or Tuesday.
I think Monday.
I think Monday, too. That's why I'm thinking there might be a case number.
19, there's a domestic case, 19 DR,
Okay.
469,
That's the injunction.
and that's the 18, but let me see if there's anything else. It's the only case I see open.
Okay. Okay, well, I know he was here for first appearance this week on a violation case.
Yeah.
So whatever that case is, we'll have to generate the case number this afternoon because I'm going to RCO it. So, all right. John, you want the public defender on this new charge?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender as to count 1, which is the ag stalking. It'll be ROR. As to count 2, which is the violation of injunction. I'm going to set the bond at $5,000. And then, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your bond in the case from earlier this week. We'll determine that case number here in a little bit. I'm going to hold you without bond on that case. This case is coming back on the 2nd of April. Obviously, you can't bond out now. So the condition I'll put on you, I'm now directly ordering you not to have any contact from the jail with Marcella Rout. That means do not call, do not write. If you call her or write her from the jail, you could pick up new criminal charges. Like I said, this case is coming back April 2nd. Your other case is whenever I set it on Monday. Thank you.
You're done, man. Sit down. Please. All in.
Your Honor, what was that court date?
This one is the 2nd because the ag is a felony, so that's where they set it. I got to leave it there even though I didn't find PC. Alec Dodge. Alec, what's your date of birth?
January 27th, 1991.
Alec, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see Judge Merritt on April 2nd. PD will come see you before then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Garrett Harris. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
07/31/92.
Garrett, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'll take public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I'm not going to change that. I'll have you back in court on March 29th. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Michael Hitzemann. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 6, 1994.
Michael, I got a warrant for you out of Hillsborough County. The judge said silent. That warrant found probable cause for a sex battery and set your bond at no bond. We'll let Hillsborough know you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. If you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pedro Najera. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
March 6, 99.
Pedro, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for 1 count of grand theft. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Yes. In 2015, there's an adjudication for burglary of a structure. Also, 2015, adjudication for possession of marijuana, less than 20 grams. 2014, it looks like delinquency for possession of paraphernalia.
Right.
There's also withhold on a petty theft and withhold on a burglary when he was juvenile.
All right. And Pedro, I've got an address for you on Tamer Lane in Jade City. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
About 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Okay. You have a job these days?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Landscaping.
Okay.
Landscaping.
I'm going to leave your bond for the warrant, which is the $2,000. I'll have you back in court on April 2nd. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Neil Troy. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
August 7th, 1984.
Neil, the charge is grand theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
Appoint the PD. State.
Your Honor, it looks like everything is out of state from Indiana. There's a battery, misdemeanor battery in 2017, driving while license suspended in 2014, 2 charges, different dates. Also, there's 3 driving while license suspended in 2014, May, June, July. 2012, driving while under the influence, and that's all the adjudications that I see.
Troy, got an address for you on Broad Street. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
For a little over a year.
Okay. Do you have a job these days? Probably not anymore, right?
No, I actually have 2 jobs.
Okay. What do you do?
I process scrap metal for the private company.
Okay. Set your bond at $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 2nd of April. Make sure you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ronald Panganaban. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
1/16/65.
Ronald, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in her courtroom on 2 counts, possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender will cost money.
Public defender costs you $100.
I'll represent myself.
Okay. State what can you tell me?
He didn't have any history, and the offer, if he had appeared in court, was going to be PTI. The public defender's office did talk to me about an alternative offer. I don't know if he wants to discuss that. Dave, what do you want to do about this one?
Judge, he was offered PTI. There is an offer on the table today for 2 months' time served, withhold on the cannabis, adjudicate on the paraphernalia.
Okay. All right, Ronald, You got two shots here. Number one is you can resolve the case today if you wish. If you resolve the case today, I would accept a no contest plea. I would withhold adjudication on the marijuana. That means the result would have no effect on your driver's license. I would adjudicate you guilty of the paraphernalia, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail, which you've already done, and then you just have to pay the fine and court costs, which is roughly $673. But you get out of jail today, you come to the courthouse and set up your payment plan, and you're on your way. If that's something you're interested in, let me do that. If that's not something you're interested in, we'll go from there.
I'm very interested in that.
All right, you want to take that offer?
Yes.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes.
In case number 18 MM3932, as to charge on count 1 of possession of marijuana, how do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
Very good. As to the charge on count 2, possession of paraphernalia, how do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept those pleas, find they're freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold as to the marijuana, adjudicate you guilty on the paraphernalia. I will sentence you in both cases to 2 days in the county jail, credit 2 days served. Fine and court costs on count 1 is $568, on count 2 is $103. There'll be cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it, Ronald. If nothing else is keeping you in jail, you'll be released today. When you get a chance, get to the courthouse and set up a payment plan for those fine and court costs, all right?
Yes, sir.
You did not appoint us.
I did not.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. And that's it for the jail.